Okay, what is up, everybody? Sid the IT guy here, and this is a video that I will dedicate to reviewing code. And I have created a complete playlist about building a Shopify app from scratch. You can check that out on my channel. And in this video, we will do code reviews. So I will start it off by reviewing my own code. So you can submit your own code to me, and I'll be happy to do a code review for you and post a videos on my channel. So let's begin with the controllers. So I'm using Laravel framework, and to start it off, we will check the installation controller where the app installation flow was written. So the first thing that I'm seeing here is this function is a little too big, probably because I have written some comments here. So that is why. So we are seeing a lot of if else here, so that can be shortened using the ternary operator. So what I want to do here is take this part out and make it its own function. So I want to declare this as its own function. Access check if token is valid and resume installation. So let's not pass any parameters here. We'll see after we declare this function. So we'll paste it out here. So the parameters that I need here is the access to the store details. Okay, so I have got the store details here. So let me pass that as a first argument, and I will receive it here too. So I can say store. So let's clear that out. And the next thing is the request that I need here. So the store details and then the request. So I can receive it here. And then I can take these comments and put it in this function because it is relating to this function itself. And after that, I can remove some comments that were unnecessary. So this if else can further be shortened by writing just this. So I can use a ternary operator here, return valid access token. Then inside that, I can say redirect login. Otherwise, I can take this and paste it here. Yeah. So then I can get rid of this entire code. And yeah, after that, I can also get rid of this line right here. Yeah, so we don't need this valid access token variable anymore. So now it says it's quite simple. So I can do this or I can do this. So now we know that a function is getting called, and based on the output, I can redirect accordingly. Yeah, so that is the first step. And after that, I can again see that there is an if else going on here. So I can declare this endpoint above here. Oh, I'm sorry. I can just take the endpoint variable anywhere and keep it here. And then I can say return this function. Otherwise, just the redirect to the endpoint. and I can get rid of this if else again. Right. So this is another step that we took here. Now I don't want to um, refactor these things because it is throwing an exception, and that is really not something that we can return essentially. So I'll leave it as it is. And I want to remove this. Yeah. So instead of DD, we can just do print R, because it is not a good practice to have DD functions running on the production environment. So yeah, this is a good refactoring of the function right here. So please check it out. I will post this on a separate branch, and you can check that out. And then if everything seems fine, you can merge it onto the main branch. Okay. Then the handle redirect is kind of the same thing. So I can simply say return response JSON. Message equals this. Yeah. And inside that I can say status is false. Yep. So these log statements, we don't really need that, but in case you need, okay, then fine. Okay, so this function also looks good to me. This shop and code we are using multiple places. Yeah, and instead of DD, we should say return response JSON. Status false, message equals. Yeah. So the handle redirect method, we will leave it as it is. I think this is already optimized enough, because I need these logs when there was a problem saving the shop details into the DB. I cannot ignore these. Then we can see the save stored details to database function. So this also looks kind of good to me, because we are carrying out some operations with the user. And so yeah, we can split that, but let's take a look at that later. Then shop details from Shopify function is also okay. So the complete installation method, we don't need that anymore. Okay. So the shop details from Shopify method can be, again, we need these logs to be executed on the correct place. So that is why we cannot do it. Cannot refactor that. After that, check the request access token method. So that is seems fine to me. And the check access token is valid method also seems fine to me. Okay, so that is it for this controller. You can comment down below if you think you can optimize this code further. I'll be happy to cover that on another video that I will make. Yeah, now it seems looks better. Okay. After that, let's go to our SuperAdminController and let's see what are the things that we are doing here. So the index method, I don't see a try catch around it. So first thing I want to do is put a try catch. So let's take this and paste it here. And then we can do return view. And I can do stores null, because I don't want this route to fail like ever. So if there's a production issue, at least they won't be seeing a error message on the screen. So the create method is fine because we are just returning a view here, so that is fine. The store method, there is a custom form request I've created here, so that is fine. The store array, then I took the response and everything. We can define the store array on the top. And okay, so for the store function, we can define the store array on top. And what we could do is take these three lines and response equals this check credentials, and we can send in the store add variable here, and above it we can say public function check credentials array in here. So then we can say return response. Yeah, so this will work. So this three lines got optimized to one line, and after that okay, so we can do merge add equals this arrow get merge add, and inside that we can send the shop body here, and we can replace this array with merge array. So let's define another function, public function get merge array, and inside that we can type return this. So it needs a shop body parameter, shop body. Yeah, so it returns a simple array. Seems fine enough to me. So again, we reduced some of the code here. So the user payload, so we can take this entire block where we are working with the user data. So we can say simply create a user login for the store, and let's see what kind of parameters it would need. So we can say private function. Okay, so above that one, I also should say private function. Create a user login for the store. Yeah, and simply say return true. So the first parameter it needs is the request and then the shop body. So let's pass in those parameters and the new store. Yeah. So we can say request to array to specifically convert it to an array. After that, we can say shop body, and then we can say the new store. We can take this line and replace it with merge array. So this will be a straight function call in here itself. And for the shop body, yeah, that will be a little expensive to replace, so we won't be doing that. Yeah, so this seems fine. One big function was split into three small functions, where first it will call the check credentials method, which is here, so it will simply return this. After that, it can say status code is exactly equal to 200. So after that, it will take this variable and it will create the store using this, and then create a user login and then return back. So this follows like an algorithmic approach to the problem. So this is easily readable, and it can be maintained pretty easily. So then I'm having a thing here where in installation controller, I kind of saw the same thing happening down here. So here also we are taking a user payload and we are giving it permissions and marking the email as verified. So what we could do here is simply move the code. Yeah. So take this function and move this to function trait. So it can share public function. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. So it cannot be private here, it can be public. And in SuperAdminController, it is fine. Have I taken the function trait here? Okay, function trait. So now it can recognize that there is a function in the trait. And in the installation controller, I can do the same thing. I think I can take, there is a password here. The password here also. Then I can, in the trait, I can say password here. Take the hash, take the user hash make, and I can say password. So let's see where the difference is. So in installation controller, from here we see this function. Can cut that, put that in function trait, and let's see where the difference is. So the user payload accepts an email, a password, a table ID, and the name. After that, it's calling the update or create method. It seems fine to me, and the user payload itself, marking it as verified, assigning the role as admin, and then giving it the permissions. Okay, so I can simply say that there will be a payload that will be received here. I can eliminate this. I'm sorry, I can eliminate this, put this back into SuperAdminController here. I can simply say user payload here. So inside that, I can simply say user payload. Yeah. So in the installation controller, I can create the user payload here and simply call this create a user login for the store. So I can send in the request to store details, I want to say, and the user payload. Yeah, so this should take care of okay, so first parameter is how it is used. Okay, the first parameter is not even used, so fine, I can remove it. Yeah, so using this store and the user payload, I can create a user login for the store in one function itself. So that is how we can reuse the same function over and over. It's the same way for the SuperAdmin and same way for the installation flow. Okay, so this much refactoring seems good to me. Surely, if you are watching this video, you might see, you might find that some of the pointers that I missed. Let me know in the comments down below if you would suggest improvement over the refactoring that I already did, and I'll be happy to cover it in the next video. Peace.